Okay, everybody, we're doing something new today. We are discussing. Oh, Kaleo, I could hear me. Oh,
You can hear yourself
whoa, I
in
could
this.
hear myself. We have Kaleo with us right now, and we have two me's, two of me, right here. So it's an extra special day because we both know that I'm very tolerable most of the time, right, Kaleo?
If you say so.
so today, so today we're doing something a little bit different. We're actually going to be discussing the Dead by Daylight fifth anniversary reveal tomorrow. We're going to be talking about what we think is going to happen. We're going to talk about what they've discussed and what they've revealed that they're going to tell us about, and then kind of go from there. Kaleo, do you want horny vampire lady?
Uh, I mean,
Your
I
your
think it'd be
your
cool,
wife's watching.
but I feel like they're, I guess like maybe there'd be a better choice for the way that DVD works. I feel like she'll kind of be like another big, bulky, slow killer, and I think we need something that's like more refreshing. You know what I mean?
I like it.
Or who knows? Maybe she won't be slow. Maybe she'll be really, really fast. But I
What
feel
up,
like there's
Ruben?
better people or like monsters per se uh, for the DVD like type of gameplay.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. We're gonna get into that in a second. That was a fantastic answer because I think there's a lot of weight to that. Get it? Boom, because she's tall and big. Boom, boom, everybody. So let's go over just what they've told us that they're going to go over. Ruben, if you could let us know how audio is, if you could hear Kaleo, that would be fantastic. Awesome, Ruben. Sounds good. You just let me know. We're going to be playing Dead by Daylight after this. You can jump into our PSN chat if you would like to talk about Resident Evil with us. Anybody that wants to jump into the PSN chat tonight, if you need to add me, my username is Geeks World. We'll get you in the chat. We'll talk about Resident Evil and Dead by Daylight. Let's talk about what they've told us that the show is going to be tomorrow. Come for Resident Evil Chapter reveal. Stay for the party, the official account teased on Twitter. I'm reading from gfinity.com. And they certainly weren't joking. Here's a look at what to expect. 5 years of Dead by Daylight. That may be an awesome recap. That may be everything they've done. A big, like, mission statement type thing. What do you think that could be? 5 years of Dead by Daylight, Kaleo.
I mean, first of all, that's pretty crazy for a game to last that long without them coming out with like an actual like new game, just a whole bunch of new DLCs that are coming out. It's definitely you're gonna have the celebratory like med kits and toolboxes and everything like they always have. I think hopefully we'll see some different changes. Like we talked about a little bit earlier. With how they would be carrying people or how they'd be taking people to hooks, or maybe if there'd be different ways that instead of being a hook or you'd actually put them in a cage or something like that crazy, or something different or something that just works for each killer. That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I would like that too. We were talking. What's up, Ben? I appreciate you coming on. I hope you're doing good. Tonight we're talking about the DVD Resident Evil reveal, along with the big just reveal that tomorrow that they're having. They're going to be having a video that drops at around 11. I don't know if it's a stream or a video, to be quite honest, but we're talking about that tonight. Kaleo, you showed me a video earlier. I do not have credits to that video. I'm not too sure who made that video, but he was talking about how the five in kind of like the video that showcases that they're going to be talking about these things. The five actually looks like the not it's not a scythe. What is that called? It's like
The daughter's like the little hook thing
yeah,
that
it's
she
like
has.
that like little hook knife. You know what I mean? If anybody knows what that is, it's like the wheat cutter. I heard that they were used for cutting wheat. I don't know if that's a thing, but nevertheless, it's like a splicer hook pretty much that they have. And the five looks exactly like it, almost like they took it out of the actual like pictures of one of the daughters in Resident Evil and put it in there for the five. So and here's something that's interesting about that with me, right? So let's talk about if that is going to be the killer real quick before I tell you my thoughts on 5 years of Dead by Daylight. But so if that is her, right? They turn into flies. You know what I mean? And they kind of like teleport, right? I feel like a slender teleporting girl that shrieks out at you is just way overused in this game. You know what I mean? I mean, you have the hag, you have the nurse. You know, it's like we have so many characters that I feel like already fit that profile. That's the only thing that would worry me if one of the daughters was the killer. I think that's a great idea because it's not like picking any of the mainline killers right now, and it's almost like an even playing field. You know what I mean? Like nobody's picking favorites when you pick one of the daughters. I think because I feel like if, like you said, you pick Lady Dimitrescu, I think there's going to be some sort of backlash to that because I just think that so many people were thirsty for her. She was such a big topic, and I think a lot of people have actually played the game now and realized that, oh, you know, she's actually a small part of this game. There's actually better characters in this game. I think that that's going to be a slight misstep if they were to pick Lady Dimitrescu. At the same time, on their official Twitter, I believe when they tweeted the video out letting people know that this was going to happen, someone said something about Resident Evil and they made a tall joke. Now I don't have that tweet right now, and I can't show it to you because we don't have the internet on this stream right now. But yeah, they made a tall joke, so that's what makes me think that Lady Dimitrescu could be the killer. I could also see that that's just totally bait. You know what I mean? Like just so much bait.
Because I mean, it'll make more people, you know, like drawn towards it to actually see what's going to happen. And as far as what you're saying with the daughters and stuff, I mean, like you said, you have the spirit where she goes invisible, and you know she kind of like chases you around, or you kind of have like the nurse that kind of phase walks. I mean, to see the bugs, that would be pretty interesting. I mean, if you drop a pallet and then she turns into the bugs and kind of just like jumps through the other side, I guess.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty insane. Cool. I think it just gives more mechanics for the actual killer, you know?
Definitely.
Like, I feel like if you're, you know, the big woman, there's really not too many mechanics that they can throw in there for her, because she literally does one thing, which is walk around and, you know, grow her nails really, really long, or she turns into a big monster, but that, you know...
Exactly, and
that can't be done in the game.
That can't be done, right? Yeah, that can't be done. We don't really have... I mean... We have some killers that have like a second type of form, you know what I mean? We have some killers that kind of do that, but that would just be an extreme to have Lady Dimitrescu like show her true form. That would just be ridiculous.
Yeah.
It'd be
you know, it'd be crazy. Slug baby.
We fight Lady Dimitrescu in one of our streams on the channel. But what were you saying, Kaleo?
I said slug baby would be crazy.
Slug baby would be cool. I would enjoy that. I would also enjoy like classic Resident Evil killers, like the licker, you know what I mean? Like the dude with the brain, you know. I think that'd be very cool. But let's get back to 5 years of Dead by Daylight. I think that will be like a celebratory montage for sure. Like you said, crazy that a game can last 5 years and being just healthy as shit. And not even just like at a user standpoint. I mean, people are still watching this game on Twitch all the time. There's 30 to 50,000 viewers almost every day on Dead by Daylight. You know what I mean? And it's loved internationally, which is a big thing too. And I think a lot of people don't realize how loved that game is across seas. And I think this is going to be their victory lap. Like, look at us. We actually did it. Fantastic. Edgar, thank you for liking. I actually don't have my visual notifications, my alert box on this stream, but we appreciate that right now. This is kind of the new setup that I had to try to get going. But when they do that victory lap, I mean, you fucking get it. You know what I mean? Like, you fucking show every character you've made. You show every cool map. You go from the show us a video of DBD year 1 and show us a video of DBD year 5, like how far we've come, especially graphically. I mean, I think even in the year that you and I have played, you know, Kaleo, thank you for the like. You're the best. You're the best, bud. I think, just like I said, in the year me and you have been playing this game, there has been so much visual upgrades just in that year's time. And Edgar, what's up, man? Yeah, there's a lot of people that play this game like crazy. Yeah, people really love this game. So, yeah, I think they really show us, just how far we've come, and they focus on that aspect right there. After that, it says Resident Evil Chapter Reveal. So that is going to be like that's why you come. You know what I mean? That's why we're going to be here. My dogs are trying to viciously break open my door right now because I have left the windows open, and I'm sure that there are people outside which they hate, but they're not barking, so that's good. So Resident Evil Chapter Reveal. If it isn't Lady Dimitrescu, if it isn't her daughter Kaleo, is there anybody else that you would want in the game?
I mean, like I said, Slow Baby would be crazy, but then it'd be really, really slow. I mean, Mr. X would be cool, but I don't think they'll put him in because I think he has a slow-moving character.
He has like a lack of offense, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what, like, attacks you do with him. Like, what, a punch, a grab? He's going to be slow, so
yeah, that's pretty much it.
How do you give him the advantage? Is he always one-shotting people? Do we really want an always one-shot type of character? So that's what's kind of strange for me. One bad guy that I could see come and everybody be really happy and everybody think of it really out of left field would just be Albert Wesker himself. And just I don't know how he would be, maybe operating more like the Trickster, to where he's just very humanized and he uses projectiles, which would be like his guns, or I mean, you have like a type of morphed Albert Wesker, but I don't think that would work either. But I could see like them bringing Albert Wesker content and being everybody being very pleasantly surprised by that.
What if they put one of the werewolves in there?
I think that would be cool. I think a werewolf would be cool.
Because they don't have a werewolf or anything inside of this game right now, currently.
That's actually
and that's
cool.
Big in horror.
Yeah, that's actually cool because I mean, that's a pretty good idea.
Like one running around with like that hammer, like the super giant one, but
or like
more like small size.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they don't really have a werewolf character, and that would bode well for them. And also, that's a fun character you could create a lot of mechanics with, I think, if you choose one of the Lycans. You know what I mean? And then with Lycan, I mean, if I'm using Lycan, I'm going to outreach and get that license for the Underworld Lycan eventually. You know what I mean? Why not?
That would be crazy.
And if you do have Lycan, you know what I mean? Maybe that is the one character that you can put those type of... What's up, Shano? We appreciate you joining us. We're talking about the DVD and Resident Evil crossover tonight. But with the Lycan, yeah, you could be pasting all of these amazing werewolf skins to him throughout the years. Yes, he's still in canon, the Resident Evil Lycan, right? But then you can put, Benicio del Toro on there. You know what I mean? Shano, thank you for the share. You're the best, bud. You could put his werewolf in there. You could put, Celine, who Celine's always fighting in Underworld. I don't know if there's other very like memorable werewolves, but that's two big ones. You know what I mean? And
they'll probably end up throwing a costume on him where he has a Letterman jacket.
Oh yeah, Teen Wolf, let's fucking go, dude. Let's go, dude. I like it, dude. Let's go. I enjoy that. Everybody that's here tonight, we appreciate you guys. We're trying new stuff here, and this may be something that you're seeing a little bit more of. Who knows? But I definitely like having discussions. It allows us to really dive in and deeply talk about things instead of me like stumbling over my words like a fucking fool while I try to like chase or get chased down by a Michael or something. You know what I mean? So this is a nice change of pace. We'll probably get into some DVD later after this. Actually, you could actually see it in the corner that it's already loaded up, just ready to go. But if I think that there's anything else in the chapter reveal, like you said, Mr. X, no. I could see like Nemesis also being too problematic, too big. And I feel like his offense would just be fucking Juggernaut style, to where like Mr. X is just like a chill tall guy that wants to kill you, but Nemesis is like fucking Mr. X on crack, and has like a goddamn rocket launcher. You know what I mean? So that
He'll be charging through like pallets and stuff. It'll be kind of like the Oni in the game. You know what I mean? Like he's a big brute that kind of just like, you know, runs through things. I mean, he has a sword that's his little quick attack, but then he absorbs your blood, and then he moves a little bit faster, and he can break through pallets like instantly, you know.
And really, I think whoever's gonna win this argument, when it comes down to it, like when they're sitting at the table, you know, they already have this thing drawn up, they already got it coded. But when they were sitting at the table, they had to have picked somebody that is easily changeable with skins. That's the only thing that makes me think that the Dimitrescu Mr. X Nemesis actually works the best. You know what I mean? Because they're all tall, they're all brooding, and if you can somehow get an attack that they can all do, then I think you have that fit. You know what I mean? I think if you pick the daughter, you may pigeonhole yourself into, you know, I mean, maybe the daughter works with like an Albert Wesker because they're just like these regular people, you know what I mean, or something like that. But I feel like they're going to pick somebody that they could slap skins onto in the future, because they've done that before with other killers, you know, like they just did the Crypt TV cosmetic drop, right? And it's really all of these just total Crypt TV licensed characters slapped onto other characters, and that's what they're going to be wanting to do. Lady D with the hot mod, right, Edgar? Which one? You know what I mean? There's so many. There's the full nude. There's the like, you know, I don't want to get into all of them, but there's a lot. We've all seen them. Lady D with the hot mod though, which is going to be funny because that mod will then probably carry over to Dead by Daylight at some point in time. But other than that, I can't really see much else. You know what I mean? That's the only issue. Is like I feel like with the killer, either they come out of left field and it's something that nobody's predicting, or it's the thing that everybody's predicting. So we'll just have to see.
And I mean, like we saw too, is that there's 3 DLCs that are going to be coming up for this, which they've never really done. Anything that's ever came out, it's only been like 2 DLCs. So that's why they're thinking that possibly 2 killers, or, you know, something a little bit extra other than what they normally have.
Yeah, I'm thinking 2 survivors. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they might be doing the 2 survivor route, just because they've done it with Stranger Things, you know. They've done it with Stranger Things, and when they did it with Stranger Things, it worked out really well, right? Because you had Steve, and then you had, I can't think of her name. I think her real name's like Natalie something. But anyway, you have the 2 kids from Stranger Things, and I think it worked out well for them. I don't think that... I think everybody was really welcoming of it. They haven't done it again. You know what I mean? They haven't done it since then. So that's kind of interesting that they haven't even tried. But if there's anything that's right for the picking of 2 survivors, I mean, it's Resident Evil. You know, I mean, there's, like, Resident Evil 2, you specifically play 2 storylines. One is Leon, one is Claire. And there's other games that have done the multiple storylines, switching from players. So I could definitely see that being a thing, for sure. If there is 2 survivors, really our options are Leon, Chris, Claire, Jill, and Ethan, right? And if they put in Ethan, Kaleo, how much will you hate that?
I don't know if I hate it.
You don't know if you hate it.
It is what it is.
That's fair.
At the end of the day.
I mean, you know, maybe we actually have Kim fluid and we just pour it on everything and we never die once we're Ethan, right? Like, we get hooked, and then Ethan has 100% hook jump off. That's his thing, is that he just jumps off the hook every fucking time. It does not matter what you do to that.
That'd be his perk.
Yes.
He gets an extra heart.
Yeah, he gets an extra heart, and he's just killing it. He's just killing it.
He's like, I'm can't be killed.
Yes. Hilarious. Yeah, and I feel like I see why they would want to do Ethan. You know what I mean? Because at this, in a sense, they've created Leon and Claire so many times, and they've probably gotten so much money out of reusing models from them. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, dude, this Ethan character is first person. You know, how many times can we cut his hand off? You know, we have to use his face. We have to use his character model. We need to make money because we paid someone to make this guy. Throw him in Dead by Daylight, you know? Get a return in investment for this character finally. And I think that would.
And I mean, it's the most recent face.
It is the most recent face, but man, everybody talks shit about him, bro. That would. I feel like Lady D would get some backlash if you put her in the game as a killer. I feel like Ethan Winters gets like a petition. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. Ixnay Ethan from the fucking DBD, fucking timeline. The entity doesn't even want him. But I could see some crazy shit like that kind of going on, you know.
Well, the big thing too about how some of the 3 DLCs is that one DLC is usually for, you know, like costumes and stuff like that, and then the other DLC is for the killer plus the survivor with it. So who knows? We might actually get 2 survivors and 2 killers, is what they're actually thinking.
I gotcha. So like the first drop would be the 2 and the 1. We would get cosmetic. And then we would get. Okay, I get what you're saying. What about this? What about this? What if Resident Evil brings in a new game mode? The first time after. I mean, we got to think here, right? We got to think here. 5 years of this game. 5 years of this game. Last year you killed it with Silent Hill. It brought a bunch of people in, and really I think it showed. I think it showed everybody else that wasn't playing this game that they should be playing this game. Right, I think that really got a lot of people in finally, but now, I mean, I gotta say, if you're a Silent Hill fan, you're a Resident Evil fan most of the time, right? I understand that there's definitely people that only like one or the other. I feel like the majority, though, probably like them both. So I feel like maybe people decided to like not bite on the Pyramid Head. But whatever they're going to throw out now is just very relevant, and that's the difference, maybe, right? Is maybe just the Resident Evil is just so much more relevant right now than Silent Hill. There's a whole generation that has been born and hasn't had a fucking game release in their life of Silent Hill, which is weird to think about, but that's kind of where the series is at right now, you know? So it's like, yeah, with this one, you're definitely at least getting everybody else that you can possibly get in, you know? Like... Yeah. Like, any scragglers that are on the fence, they have to finally bite this time. That's kind of how I think about it, right? Because, I mean, what other...
Yeah, I mean, Silent Hill, I think, did great.
I think, yeah, Silent Hill did do great, because everybody was just...
Even the K-pop.
Really, it worked so good because, you know, everybody had rumors of Silent Hill becoming a PS5 game, you know, being bought by Sony, Hideo Kojima finally going back to Silent Hill. All of that didn't happen, right? But Silent Hill for DVD did, and it at least got everybody to be excited about that for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this should bring everybody else in. I can see them doing a Resident Evil map too. Like that video that you sent me, man, Resident Evil map, Raccoon City, let's go. You know what I mean? That would be fantastic. I would also really enjoy a castle, like or a mansion. Like if it's the mansion from Resident Evil 1, I'm all in. If it is Castle Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village, I'm all in. If it's Raccoon City itself, I'm all in. Because you know what? I think Raccoon City would be great because we haven't really had just like an apocalypse setting for Dead by Daylight. You know what I mean? And the only thing though about Raccoon City would be like, would it feel weird walking through Raccoon City but zombies not being in the game? You know what I mean? Like, would it feel like you're walking through an empty Raccoon City at that point? That's one of the only things that makes me think that it wouldn't be Raccoon City.
Yeah, that it wouldn't end up working out.
Yeah. If you had to pick a location, would you do Raccoon City or would you do like a smaller location?
I mean, it would be kind of like the Silent Hill map because they have people that are like inside the cages, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That rattle and like make noises. It's the same thing like the Hawkins laboratory. They have rats and stuff like that.
That's true.
That are inside of cages that like, you know, you interact with the map kind of deal, you know what I mean?
I gotcha. Yeah, they would kind of supplement there not being zombies really on the map for zombies being a part of the environment, shaking things, being locked behind fences, things like that. I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I could definitely see that. You painting that picture for me makes it seem a lot less. Because really, I was just thinking crash cars and fire. You know what I mean? I'm like, this map
Yeah.
is just going to be a bunch of crashed cars and fire everywhere, which is still different than what we have. You know what I mean? That still is a lot
Mm-hmm.
different than really any of the maps there. We really don't have a city setting map, like a downtown map. So a downtown area type of map might be really great.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I think there'll be ways where they could add that stuff inside of there, like you're running past something and maybe there could be like a zombie that's stuck inside of a door or something,
Yeah,
and kind of
absolutely.
makes noise when you go past and like he's trying to get you or like grab you. Because I mean, it's the same thing, like I said in the Silent Hill map. You walk past a cage and the guy like wiggles,
Yeah,
and like makes a noise and smacks against the cage. So.
yeah, and I mean that happens in straight up Resident Evil games anyway too. I mean, not just
Mm-hmm.
when you're trying to kill them, like they'll just be staged places to where things are shaking and stuff like that too. So, yeah, that would
Mm-hmm.
make a lot of sense. I do think, like, and that works too because I feel like they need to please. They can't just focus on Resident Evil Village. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
that would be the mistake right there, is if they focus so much on Resident Evil Village that they're not like, because I mean this is also, I mean, if you look behind me, the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil, you see. So it's like, if that's
Mm-hmm.
the case too, like it's got to be all encompassing Resident Evil, so we got to get hits from, like, one. And I think if we do have two survivors, Leon makes a lot of sense, even though I think I'd rather have Chris, just because I think lately we've played as Leon a lot. At least two games of Leon, you know what I mean? You have the original
Mm-hmm.
two that has Leon, but then you had four, which was a hit. You had six that had Leon in it, and then you have two remake that has Leon in it. And almost every
Yeah.
single animated movie that Resident Evil does it has Leon in it. So it's like, I just feel like there's a little bit too much Leon sometimes, and I think that's why Chris would be better. I think if you did Chris and Jill Valentine, even though a lot of people think it'll be Claire, I think, because if you didn't know, there's like this quote that I guess at the end of the Resident Evil stream he quoted, and it's a Claire quote. So that's why so many people think that it's Claire. But I think Jill Valentine
Mm-hmm.
and Chris Redfield would be the actual duo that you want. But most likely we would get Leon and Claire,
Yeah.
which I don't.
Those are like the most likely candidates.
Yeah, I know. Which is kind of like,
Biggest names within them.
yeah, which is like kind of janky. But I mean, but the
Mm-hmm.
thing is that we are just gonna get skins. You know what I mean? And the skins, like, it seemed like on the surface when we first started playing the game, a lot of the skins were still very much the character. You know what I mean? They're still very
Mm-hmm.
much the original character. And I feel like now that we're at the end of this year of Dead by Daylight, the skins that they're throwing out are very much like way deviated away from the original characters that they're skinning. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not too sure. So now let's see. The next thing after Resident Evil Chapter reveal, which is where the stream will probably pop off the most, Year 6 roadmap, and I think having the Resident Evil Chapter reveal and the Year 6 roadmap, just doing them side by side, that's brilliant. I think that's the best way that you do this for sure, because it's going to be just your two biggest amounts of information, So
Yeah.
so I think that will be nice. What do you think Year 6 roadmap is? Like, off the top of your head, what do you think that is?
I mean, it's hard to say, really. I mean, I think there's just so many, there's so many options that they could head towards. I mean, it's going to be hard to pass what they're doing here in 5 now,
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think that is... I think for them to do Year 6 roadmap, granted, me and you weren't, like, around for Year 4 roadmap. You know what I mean? So I don't... There's a community out there that's like, oh, they've done this for so many years, so they're probably going to do this, and they have all that information. So that's kind of where we have a disadvantage. But I think Year 6 roadmap after the Resident Evil Chapter reveal, I feel like you have to be... I feel like that you're not going to be hitting as high as the Resident Evil 25th anniversary Chapter reveal, but you're gonna want to at least have it be a good come down. You know what I mean? You have to at least like bring something good, and I wonder if that is something small, like some sort of lobby, or talking about wait times, kind of like what you talked about in our wish list for 2021. You know, you said that it'd be cool if we could just get into a lobby while we waited. I think that'd be something very cool.
Yeah, to like mess around and stuff, because I feel like there's really not too many like other horror games that, you know, are kind of like Resident Evil or Silent Hill type games, you know, for them to actually have somebody like join in with them.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like it's kind of hard to see like where they would be going for, you know, the next year.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting, man. When I saw that they were doing that, everybody, by the way, the question of the day: who would you want to be the DBD 5th anniversary killer? Now, you don't have to talk about Resident Evil if you don't want to. If you want someone that is going to be not Resident Evil related, let me know in the chat. I would love to know your thoughts. But like I said, I think that they have to. They got to be showing a skin collection that's not Resident Evil, right? They got to be showing at least a skin collection. Maybe introduce what's going to be the next chapter, but have it be something very vague, like, oh, hey, by the way, this is Matthew. You know what I mean? Matthew, this is Matthew's backstory. This is his design, and Matthew will come later on. You know what I mean? Because really, when you think about it, you know, when they did Elodie and they did the twins, I want to say it felt like a short build-up. I felt like it came and went much faster than Trickster, right? And I think if they want to show a created character created in the DBD house, then you can show a design of him. You don't have to show too much of him. You can be like, hey, this is a design of a killer, or a design of a survivor, or a design of a new map. You know what I mean? I could definitely see them just dropping in a new map as well. Like, you know, here's a skin set and here's a map, and they're all, maybe the skin set and the map is based off another world entirely that we're not expecting.
Yeah.
I would enjoy that. I don't exactly know where that would come from, but I mean, I would never expect Crypt TV shit, so.
They've done really great of making their own, you know, their own killers and stuff, like making up their own stuff too.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, they could always end up going that route, you know, coming up with somebody else that's new, or you know, because the Jason game kind of fell, maybe they can do something along those lines.
That would be very cool if they could somehow, like, tease Jason for year 6. That would be a very cool thing. But then you got to think, right? So like, if the 5 is her little knifey thing, is a daughter's knifey thing, 4 was Pyramid Head, and the 4 was the Pyramid Head. 6 has to be, you know, something that looks like a 6, you know. So it's like, I don't know, man. What looks like a 6? Fuck, I'm lost, man. Who knows? Maybe someone with
boomerang.
Maybe someone with like a boomerang. That's, you never know, dude. Just think about that, like a boomerang Aussie killer. Actually, that sounds amazing.
That'd be crazy, just chucking
boomerangs, and he's like super Aussie. Oh my god, that actually sounds freaking awesome. That sounds great. Yeah, Edgar, or maybe just Hecate and toss in Alice. You know, they could do Alice as a skin, which is cool. You know what I mean? They don't really have to. They don't really, you know. It's like Alice, like Resident Evil. Cool. Thank you, Mila Jovovich. You committed your life to this, for good or bad. And we appreciate you. And look at you. You're immortalized in our game. I think that's brilliant. Because that's an easy skin. It's an easy skin to make. It's not gonna piss anybody off. It will bring out a bunch of people that be like, I fucking actually love Alice. She's so underrated, you know? Because people don't necessarily shit on her, you know? They don't necessarily shit on the old Resident Evil movies. Let's see here. Okay. It looks like we're still live. It looks like we're still good. We're probably not live on Twitch. And it's always on Twitch. What's up, everybody? I'm just checking everything out right now. Just give me a moment. Let's see here. I actually could give Kaleo a question. It'll be perfect. Kaleo, a Realm Beyond update. So it's probably just going to be, what do you think they could possibly give us in our Realm Beyond tomes that we would actually care about? Is there anything? Because I genuinely don't care about the tome. Like, it's cool, but I genuinely don't care about it.
Realm Beyond?
Yeah, a Realm Beyond. That's like a Realm Beyond is like the tome, right? Like when you go to the side and like you have all those quests on the side. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, like for DVD.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I mean, I would say give more like abilities of being able to like win like skins or something like that, or like little funky trinkets that you can get.
Yeah, I
like something that's not just normal, just getting like extra blood points or something. Like have something little like something that's worthwhile of doing it, because I never mess with that stuff at all.
Yeah, I never
get
mess
inside
with
there
it,
or anything.
and like Realm Beyond is also the season pass of the game, and the problem with that, I think, is that the free season pass is so bad, it makes me not care about the season pass at all. That's the problem, is that they don't even bait me with anything good to begin off with. You know what I mean?
The only thing that I think that was cool that was in it was the freaking the Bill hat.
Yeah,
where he looks like a train conductor.
and even like when you look through it, almost every time, it's just like it's nothing that I want. You know what I mean? And maybe they try to refresh that. I mean, I feel like if they're putting a Realm Beyond update right after Resident Evil, right after your year 6 plans, like it has to be good enough, because after that they have live designs. And I assume live designs is them going over redesigns of characters and things that they're going to be fleshing out. So it's just going to be a huge art drop, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking that's going to be. So you know by the art drop, by the live designs, I mean, probably 75% of your viewers are gone. You know what I mean? So really the end has to be the Realm Beyond update, in a sense. At least that's how I would think about the showcase. Because once you get to like live designs and like people talking about like, oh yeah, Claudette's hat, and when you were on this map, like the shading was all fucked up, so we fixed Claudette's hat. This is it. Like it's gonna be that type of shit, And I mean, maybe live designs is where they go through with skins, but I just feel like Year 6 roadmap and a Realm Beyond, it just might have skins there. So I don't know like how much they're gonna split that up, if it's gonna make sense, if maybe they're going to announce skins but then say, hey, in live designs we're gonna show you a few, or if like live designs is gonna be that character. But either way, I mean, live designs, when I tell you that, Cleo, does that sound intriguing?
I mean, that would be cool. You know what also be cool is that if they were to like introduce like, I guess, where you can like create your own character, I think that'd be pretty cool. But it'd be hard, but I think that'd be pretty cool to do
like
as well.
Create your own character, but then you just build the blood web and you get like, it's basically based on like RNG, or you going in and like getting the what am I talking about? Getting the perks, you know what I mean, in the menu. You know how like there's like 4 perks that drop from special characters that you can claim, like that type of thing, you know what I mean?
Because I mean, there's little like microtransactions for that stuff where they'll have 4 perks that you can buy like every like week or something like that. I think they have them up. And if they gave you like ways of like winning them, and then you can like add them to your character, like I guess like the season pass thing, like they should be some of those, they should have some of that stuff on there. I mean, they do if you pay for it, but
if
something for the people that just like enjoy playing it.
Yeah. I mean, just in general, if they announce any sort of creative character, I think that would be big news. I think a lot of people would enjoy that, as long as you can make it feel like you could really customize this character how you want, but not make it feel like, okay, well now everybody's just running this OP setup, and you have to make sure that you still gatekeep those perks in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be like, oh, all these perks are available now, because then it would just break the game.
Yeah.
Like they have a money-making system in the game. That's one thing about Dead by Daylight, is like they're not exactly shy to gatekeep actual abilities behind a paywall. And granted, they try to counterbalance that with the 4 perks that you can get by spending like blood points or whatever. But still, you know what I mean? It's very gatekeepy. And a lot of people really don't like when games do that. So it's kind of surprising how okay DBD's fan base is with that. You know what I mean? At least I don't hear people complaining about it all the time. They're probably not okay with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they kind of make you, if you want to have like other perks, you know, like vulnerable perks from other characters, you know, so that way you could have like a super like just strapped survivor. You literally have to play as all the characters.
Yeah, exactly.
To get that stuff too.
Yeah, you do. You have to really play as all the characters, and you have to get it to where they're all able to have teachable perks, which is a lot of time. You know what I mean? So, but and even then, you still don't get them all because you have to buy some, or you have to wait for them to roll in the menu. And there's a lot of perks. There's a lot of perks to wait to roll in that menu. And you have to be on it all the time, every week, to make sure that you're getting the ones you want if you do. And obviously, some players do play like that. I think me and you, even us playing 2 big sessions a week, I think me and you don't even do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And 2 3-hour sessions a week is still like playing the game, I would say, above casually, I would say. But, I mean, it just depends. I know that there's some people playing it a lot, but I don't think it's to the point to where, you know, you have a bunch of hardcore people. I mean, granted, it's year 5, so that's true. There's probably like a bunch of stacked people just because the game's so long in the tooth. But I guess that's the difference. I didn't really think about it like that. There's probably like me and you have it such from a 1-year perspective sometimes. I kind of forget about that. It's probably why we're fucking getting killed by so many killers, because they got fucking all these great perks that they've been building on for 5 years.
Well, not even that. It's freaking the little add-ons that they have. Like, I found out that there's an add-on for Michael. It's literally called Scratched Mirror. And what it does is that after you stocked into tier 2, you can't go past tier 2, but you can see through walls and everything up to, I believe, like 16 meters or maybe further. So you're literally just doing like jump scares on people the whole entire game. There's literally a streamer that just does jump scares with Michael, and he goes and like stream snipes, I guess. Well, not so much stream snipes, but he gets in there and he finds, you know, streamers that are online and stuff, and tries to get into the lobby. And yeah, scratch mirrors can allow you to see through walls, and you can see which way they're actually moving. So
yeah, I think I've actually seen someone that does do that. I think I've seen the guy that you're talking about. But yeah, it's like when you're, especially, yeah, me too. You know, I'm a survivor main. Like you on your free time, Clay, will play killer, and I just don't even want.
Yeah, I will. I play the hell out of it because I mean I'm by myself and I don't want to rely on 3 Tobys.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, and I'm just rarely ever playing by myself. Now let's see. We've kind of talked about live designs, right, and what that could be. So the last thing that they have mentioned here is 5th anniversary celebrations. So 5th anniversary celebrations. Do you think that's gonna be? I mean, what could that possibly be? I mean, I know that they always give out items. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's just gonna be. I mean, I don't think it'd be just. Here's a bunch of year 5 items, and you know what I mean? That
like here's a whole bunch of random stuff for you.
Like, hey, look, yeah, you get a fucking flashlight that, you know, burns a 5 in their forehead or some shit. You know, it's like, I don't know if that's what that would be. Year 5 celebration sounds like honestly, I feel like that would be 5 years of Dead by Daylight. It's weird that they start the show with 5 years of Dead by Daylight and then they end with 5th year celebrations. You know what I mean? Like, maybe there's going to be, maybe that just means that it's all the merchandise and everything else around the game that's going to be going on. Maybe that there's going to be like some sort of merchandising type thing, or like some sort of partnership, or maybe something like that. Because if they end off with like, hey man, here's your toolbox and here's your fucking firecrackers, it's going to be like such a weird thing. what would you make
That'd
5-year
be it,
celebrations?
just like explosions.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey man, here's your new firecracker set you get. It's different from the last one.
Five-year celebration
They're
for
giving
DVD.
you the book, and it's blank, and the title is fifth year celebrations, operated by Kaleo. What happens? What do you put on there?
I mean, of course you'd have to throw in, like, how the first years, like, started off, and then the highlights of those years, like, year 4, year 3, what they brought out, as far as new DLC that, they were trying to revitalize the game. Because I feel like maybe the first 2 years, they really didn't have anything crazy. I mean, the craziest thing that we saw was, what I think was year 3, or did Demogorgon come before the Silent Hill or after?
Before. What up, Ruben?
Yeah, so I think that was year 3, right? Was maybe Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And then year 4 was Silent Hill.
Yeah.
So I mean,
year 3. Sorry.
Really, it's just going to be finding a way to like build up to what's going to be coming out this year, and then hopefully like showing maybe if they're going to have like a new style of gameplay that's going to come out. But of course, they don't want to lose what DVD already has, like how they were talking about in that one video. It's like, do we really want them to carry people like a different way? Like, instead of carrying people on the shoulders, would they be dragging them? And then how are you supposed to do the wiggle to get away from them? Like dragging them on
and
the
that's
floor,
what sucks is they have to make everything work together, and that's what I think that that's what the issue with I was talking about earlier. Just like, what killer do you pick for Resident Evil? Because eventually you have to. I mean, you don't. I guess you don't. The killers or the survivors is maybe where you have fun with skins. And maybe because, like, the Pyramid Head, he's always Pyramid Head. He's never another killer. At the same time, who the fuck else are you going to put in? Like, there are other people in Silent Hill, but nobody with the recognition like Pyramid Head. There's nobody, being asked for. If you had 100 people, you took them all privately in a room one by one, and you said, hey, what killer you want for Silent Hill? Well, like, you're gonna have 90% say Pyramid Head, but if you go in with Resident Evil, you're gonna have a bunch of different answers. So that's why I just feel like they would have to have somebody that you can change those skins with. That's the only reason why I think that, you know what I mean? Just because there's such a pool of characters. But and like you said, like if they are saying that stuff, then it just seems so weird, because I feel like most of that stuff, right, would be in either the chapter reveal or the year 6 roadmap. And if you're leaving for 5th, but for 5th anniversary celebrations at the end, that's the end of your stream. Some people like to end it with a bang. So if they are holding one piece of news for this 5th year celebration, like, I don't know, maybe it's just going to be what the theme of the game is for a while after Resident Evil, you know what I mean? Or like, because the thing is that, like, when we got into the game, it was the Silent Hill year 4 drop, right? But those things went hand in hand promotion wise, you know what I mean? So I feel like every time we saw, 4 years of Dead by Daylight, we also saw Pyramid Head and Silent Hill. We also had the intro for Silent Hill. So if the 5th year celebrations isn't more Resident Evil, I just don't know how they could be ending that stream. It's so puzzling in my mind. But as I said, me and you also haven't ever seen one of these, so that's probably where that comes from.
I mean, what if it shows like them kind of like trying to bleed something from DVD over into Resident Evil, so that way they can have another like
that's brilliant, actually, Kaleo.
Gaming like that.
Damn, I think you nailed it right there. Right, like catch one of these characters in the upcoming RE verse that was supposed to release with Resident Evil Village, but it's not. And now you can play this character in RE verse. That's actually pretty smart. That's, if there is anything, maybe it is Dead by Daylight crossing over with another game in the other reverse action way, to where we're getting DVD licenses in other games, because we really don't have that. We really don't have DVD licensed stuff in other horror games. And RE verse, Resident Evil coming over to Dead by Daylight. Hey, I know we're the last possible thing that you could be really big horror franchise video game wise that you could add to your game right now. So we'll scratch your back, and then when RE Verse comes out, you kind of give us 2 of your characters that we could have. You know what I mean? Give us like the fucking Trapper, and give us Dwight or something like that. That we could actually have them running around. Dwight's fucking packed. Dwight's got a rocket launcher and a fucking shotgun. How hilarious is this? Dwight's fucking killing everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I could see something like that working out.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, if they were to show like the makers from DVD and stuff like that, like the designers and everything, like are helping them in Resident Evil to create the game, then I think that'd be a good way to show like year 5, like kind of like helping them out or something.
Yeah, I could see that definitely because yeah, you're gonna go from live design to 5th year, so maybe some design is what carries it over. You know what I mean? And then, because, we kind of had, I want to say, we had the Silent Hill intro theme for a long time, it seemed like, huh? Like, it seemed like we had it for a good fucking, like, I don't even know. Like, it felt like 6 months. You know what I mean? And then it kind of just went back, and then it was kind of like, yo, now it's the Chinese New Year, So it's like, maybe those smaller things like Chinese New Year is going to be what 5th anniversary celebration's about. Hey, between our big DLCs, here's going to be kind of the things that we're celebrating, and here's kind of those smaller updates throughout the year. Which, like I said, maybe that's actually perfect, right? Because year 6 roadmap wouldn't be anything about this year, because this is year 5. So year 6 is the year beyond. Hey, later on, just so you know, we still have plans for this game. Don't expect it to not come out, or not stop. You know what I mean? Like, don't expect there to be a Dead by Daylight 2. We're telling you that there's a year 6 right now, and then at the end, here's all of our plans for this year. That's what it's gonna be, I bet. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Year 6 roadmap sounds like it's gonna be the upcoming shit, but it's not. It's actually gonna be, next year when we're talking about this, when we're sitting here saying, there's a fucking reveal tomorrow. Like, we know their roadmap, but, what's the chapter gonna be? So, so that's actually comforting now. I like the way that that's planned, because you really jump ahead to year 6, and you could promise something big, because it's such a far jump.
Yeah.
Like, here's your fucking Lady Dimitrescu. She steps on you, fucking bare feet. Happy birthday, everybody. It's exactly what you wanted. By the way, also lobbies coming, and also Killer v Killer. You know what I mean? Crazy shit. And then what's great about promising something big for year 6 is, if it doesn't work, if you need to take it away, you have enough time to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, in 6 months, if that thing ain't coming out in year 6, you could say that. Hey, sorry, we were going to try this thing, it didn't work. Now we're implementing everything else that we told you about year 6, but we are going to leave that thing behind. Or it comes out year 6, but like August. So that's pretty good. I like that. Any other thoughts that you have about the 5th anniversary, Kaleo?
I think as far as, what we said, is anything else would be mostly just speculation,
You have any speculation? Do you have any oddball shit? Do you think that there's gonna be a band? Do you think there's gonna be a live dun dun
a band?
Dun dun, like just?
I mean, who knows? Who knows what they're gonna do? What if they find a way to give back to everybody that plays the game, that's been playing this game for a while,
Yeah, like I said, dude,
that's been keeping them alive for so long.
Dude, I could honestly see them also. I feel like at some point in time they're going to announce that it's free to play. I feel like so laggy, man. It loads too much. I don't know what is going on. It might be I don't know. We had some issues earlier, man, but it was working fine on my YouTube. It's working fine right now. It's looking good for me, Ian, but we appreciate that you're here, buddy. Hopefully, the connection's good. When I get to the end of the month, man, really what it is I had to turn updating on all my consoles, because it just fucking chows down on my data. Streaming eats my data, and then all these fucking games update, and they all have 60 fucking updates. fucking gigabytes full, and then by the time they're like, bruh, you've used 1,000 gigabytes, you gotta chill the fuck out, we're gonna fucking delay your shit. And I think that's what happens. Who knows? But I think that's what happens.
I mean, what if they just say like, hey, this is gonna be our last year of this DVD, we have, you know,
shit.
something else in the making.
What if year 6 roadmap is the fucking road closure? You know what I mean? Damn, that would be crazy too. I would welcome that. I love new things, and I know that there'd be a huge part of the community that would absolutely fucking hate that. But Ian, you're calling me, but my stream's still live on my end, buddy. But unless if you want to call and talk about Dead by Daylight, I could put you on speaker, Ian. I could put you on speaker. But yeah, what if it's the end? What if that's the fucking year 6? That's crazy. That's a good speculation, Kaleo.
That'd be crazy. That would be.
That would be crazy. I would love to.
Or they could be like showing like, this is our next release and blah blah blah, showing something that's gonna come out.
Yeah.
That'd be a great way to do it.
I think, yeah, like I said, I think there'd be a big part of that those people that would hate that. I think there'd be a real big part of their fan base that would actually enjoy that too. Maybe even people that just have fallen off and just kind of very, very lazily, you know, follow Dead by Daylight, and they look at it and they say, oh shit, this is actually finally the new thing, you know. That'd be crazy. You know, make it free to play this year. Hey, you know, it's our final year. We want to make this game free to play, and year 6 we have one big content drop, and then we're going to be sunsetting the game by the end of, you know, 2022 or the beginning of 2023. And then we have, our studio's been working hard on our next thing, and we can't wait to show you that. That would be a big thing, and they would control the conversation, because especially if you really give people what they want in Resident Evil, like let's say like if you can nail the Resident Evil reveal, the year 6 or the 5th year celebration, whatever you do, like then you're able to kind of give some leeway, because there's so much conversation going on. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you get Lady Dimitrescu, you get Leon, you get Claire, there's a new map, and by the way, you get Albert Wesker later on, and everybody's like, holy shit, and they're like, yo, here's the skins for all those people. You got Chris, you got Jill, you got Alice, you guys fucking like Alice? Boom, you get her. You know, and everybody's like, God damn, dude, I'm throwing up in my lap. And they're like, yeah, also, by the way, we're straight up not having a good time. The game's ending. And they're like, whoa! That'd be cool. I would actually fucking be all about that, dude.
Like, we don't give a damn about you guys. Yeah. We're done.
Yeah, straight up puts the shades on in the hat. We're straight up not having a good time doing this. I mean, after 5 years, man, after 5 years, you gotta be wanting to do something else, don't you think? I mean, I understand they're just killing it. I understand that there's just like, they have something so fucking good that like, why would you want to change it? But I mean, I don't know. Maybe here's what it is. Dead by Daylight isn't ending, but hey, you know what? Now we're having Dead by Daylight. I don't know, what would you call it? Dead by Daylight Dreams or some shit. Dead by Daylight Twilight Zone, not Twilight Zone, but like one-shot episodes of like, it's not you being a multiplayer, like it's you playing the origin stories of these characters. When's the first time Dwight fucking becomes a fucking survivor? You know what I mean? Like, it's him and his special killer. Okay, well now, like, okay, here's the Oni. You know, like, you play as the Oni, but it's not just you, like, killing people in multiplayer. Like, it's a curated 2-hour type thing. Like, now we have these small 2-hour games that you can buy and play through the Dead by Daylight engine, but they're these single-player experiences that further the lore, further the conception of what Dead by Daylight is. That'd be pretty cool, too. Because then you don't have to end it, you're just making more things, and a lot of games do that, right? A lot of games will make a spin-off type game. And I mean,
yeah, a lot of times they do.
I mean, think of how many horror narrative stories there are right now, and think of how good they do. You know? I mean, we just had Resident Evil 8 come out, and it's just like the best in the series. You know? Whenever a horror game comes out, people eat that shit up, right? And even if it's what we beat Maid of Medan in like 6 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
People ate that shit up when it came out, dude. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
and people, and even though it's like it's this bite-sized content and people play it for a weekend, play it for a month, and then it's gone, but you probably don't need anything more than that, right? Especially if you want to start making these other experiences, because I mean, you just got to be so tired of doing the same thing. There's got to be a group of people there that are tired of doing this. I don't know though, maybe not. Would you get tired of doing this?
I mean, not if it's something that you enjoy and you know that people are enjoying it as well.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll kind of get hard to get tired of it, but then you should always have something else in the works, so that way they're continuously growing and adding new things, That's the only way that things get better.
I just picture the dude that builds the animations that just, like, release the new animations and everybody fucking hated them, Everybody's like, why the fuck am I crawling more realistically? You know what I mean? Why like, my fucking hit radius is way stupid now because my arm swings out, And I just picture that guy just being so tired. I picture
complaining
the dude,
about it, being mad.
I picture the dude that made the Crypt TV skins just, like, making his, like, 200th skin. Just being like, ugh. Fuck, I'm tired of this. Fuck, I need something else to do, And then they come in and they say, hey, what if we make single-player games now? What if we make, like, option-based games? Just think about that. Wouldn't that be cool? Just think if Dead by Daylight, like, went with, like, a Telltale-style game. To where it's like, hey, man, it's a story about the Oni, but it's all decision-based, right? And then, hey, we're gonna release 5 of these within the next 2 years, and every decision you make actually affects the other game. You know what I mean? It is like a Telltale game, but it's all within the DVD universe. That'd be a very cool thing. I think maybe we're getting onto something, talking about them making new things. I think that's pretty brilliant. Just because it's like we're getting into funny numbers, right? Like when something gets into funny numbers, it becomes funny. That's the issue with Fast and the Furious, right? It's in funny numbers now. When you say, hey, you want to watch Fast and the Furious 9? People are like, what? I haven't seen one since 4. Probably shouldn't see 9. And then when it's like, hey, man, did you see what Dead by Daylight is doing for their 6th year? That person's like, I'm never going to play that game because it's in its 6th year, Like, funny numbers.
Exactly, because they're like, it's been, it's been done for so long. Like you said, eventually everything, comes to an end, but for some reason DVD has been hanging on for dear life.
It has been. Tell you that. It has been. Everybody that's here right now, we appreciate you being here. If you haven't yet, make sure you like, follow, or subscribe. It does a lot for us. We woke up, okay? 20 bots got purged from our subscriber list. Big old bots. So we lost 20 subs in one night, everybody. So please, share, like, love us. We love you. We always will. We always will until you say something mean to us in the chat, and then we will hate on you for exactly 17 seconds. And then we'll love again, That's what happens. That's what happens. Until Kaleo kinda...
It's a never-ending cycle.
Until Kaleo kinda is like, hey, man... Man, playing competitive gets people upset, right? And I'm like, okay, Kaleo. Okay, I got you, dog. I'm going too hard. Okay. But yeah, so now I'm really enjoying what we're thinking here. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying the idea of getting some other new type of media of Dead by Daylight. I think that's brilliant. Fuck it. Wait, I got one. I got a new one. Are you ready for it?
Alright, let's see it.
The Dead by Daylight Netflix series. How fucking perfect does that sound? We know that Netflix is going into making these video game adaptations. They said themselves they feel very confident in doing it. You know what I mean? We actually got some dropped. We got some dropped frames right now.
Jeez.
But it looks like it's still up. We still up though. We just got some dropped frames. But yeah, man, You get to see. Just think of how perfect that is, bro. Dead by Daylight animation series on Netflix. You could do whatever you want. You really could.
I mean, they already have, like you said, that Crypt TV on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So they're like branching out places, you know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, maybe they even do something within Crypt TV. Maybe they make a deal with Shudder. Something like that. Maybe they're, but I could definitely see them because all week on my Twitter feed it's just been like, yo, Netflix believes that they're one of the best people to do video game adaptations, so they're going all in. And I mean, really, after
You get like actual lore.
absolutely, and after Castlevania and The Witcher, like both are so good. It's really hard to not say that Netflix isn't doing it best at this point. You know, like I can't think of really anything that is better than The Witcher and Castlevania, video game adaptation wise. And granted, I know Witcher was adapted by the book, whatever, but same. You know what I mean? People that watch The Witcher, that is a huge amount of people that played The Witcher, like 20 million at least. You know.
Yeah.
So boom, you get a 8 episode run, and nothing hooks together. You know what I mean? It's all individual survivors and killers, you know, and what happens, and it's fucking gruesome. It's bloody. It's rated R. And then season 2, you fucking actually bring in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You actually bring in Michael, and then everybody's talking about season 2 much more than they were talking about season 1. Dude, I'm hyped for the DVD show. Let's go. I'm sold. Fuck everything else. I just want the DVD show now.
We're ready.
Okay, you know what? I think what we should do, Kaleo, is I think I'm gonna end the stream. We're gonna see if my internet, if I could fix some things on my internet, things like that, and then if you do want to get back on, we can get back on. But this conversation has lasted pretty long, and I think we've made some good content here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
For some reason, did you stop it on YouTube?
No.
Let me see. Why is it asking me to refresh it?
Yeah, it says live. So YouTube is at least really
there we
good
go.
at bringing me back and making it one video. YouTube will do that. Twitch, fuck Twitch. Twitch doesn't even fuck around with me. Dude. It goes, you off, dog. Goodbye.
I know Twitch is completely changing from what it was. Like, it was mainly for like people that, you know, that wanted to play games and for people to watch, and now it's like completely changing from that.
It's polls, hot
You know
tub,
what I mean?
hot tub, ASMR.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is now. That's what they say is being overran by that now.
It is.
Which I think like every platform that you have, like Twitch, everybody's like, yeah, video games, and then of course you have all these people that find, you know, like, oh well, people that like video games like this.
Yeah, people that like video games actually love watching Amaranth jump in a hot tub with her huge tits. Wow. I never realized that those two things went together. And then Twitch's answer is to do a hot tub category. Perfect. That was their answer to all of that. So, hey.
It's stupid. A lot of people were upset about
Me and
that.
you don't make the money, Kaleo, you know what I mean? We're just humble
Exactly.
servants. Humble servants. So yeah, I think I'll text you here in about 10 minutes. We'll see how you're feeling. If you want to play, we could jump back in. But I think ending the stream right now, because this is such a good, clean video, we could end this, and then anybody that watches it, it'll be like a nice, clean cut video. So
Yeah.
cool. Everybody, I would love to know your opinions about the reveal. We'll be back here tomorrow, okay? Me and Kaleo are going to attempt to be blind about the reveal all day. It comes out at 11. We're going to try to be blackout until about like 6:37 when we can sit down. We're going to watch it together through Discord. This is all very much hyperbole, though. We don't know if any of this will actually happen. We're going to try our damnedest. But tomorrow we're going to be back live reacting, live quotation marks, reacting to the DVD reveals. So, join us there tomorrow. Should be fun. Kaleo, I hope
Yes.
tomorrow you find out that a vampire lady is going to step on you. I hope you find that out. I hope Anna's right next to you, and I hope she's just like, what games are you playing? You know?
I hope we have like a killer that can do like crazy things.
Yeah,
You know?
I hope they're just like, man, we fixed the lobby wait time. And they just walk out like Nixon and they walk off the plane and they don't say anything else. We fixed the fucking wait times. Boom, and then that's the whole show. That's the 5th year celebration. That's the 6th year roadmap. That's the Resident Evil reveal, all rolled into one. Dude's just dressed like Leon when he says it.
Waiting?
Yep. And you know who you get for a killer? You get zombie and you get stars recruit. It's like totally basic, people. You get zombie and stars recruit. Happy Resident Evil. We fixed wait times. Okay, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. We hope that you have a good night. If we play video games, you'll see us here in about like 20 minutes or something. Cleo, thanks for talking to me, buddy. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow is dope and we're not let down.
Yeah, so much hype.
So much hype, dude. So much hype. But hell yeah, dude. It's good. It's good. It's good hype. All right, dude. Talk to you in a minute. Peace out, everybody. You